Hi, everybody. It's Shelley, and this is number 16. And if you watched 15, you'll know that I had to walk away and take a little break. That one was really hard for me to put out there. But I really want the world to know what he does and how good at it. So no matter what he's telling everybody else about me, about what I'm saying, about what I'm putting out there, I have proof to back this all up. At any rate, you also have to understand that at the same time this is all going on, and the highs and the lows and the roller coasters, and, Mike would say, Julie's giving me money. I have an investor. I'm going to be getting money from this person or that person. So, you'd get that. You'd be like, oh my God, hopeful. Oh my God. I've heard from my accountant. It was just the highs and the lows. Even if you recall, if you've been watching all the way through, you recall that he had sold a boat for $1.6 million at one point, and it was only supposed to take a few more weeks to come through, and then it fell through, and it was a guy from China, and he's been fighting with the lawyer, the boat broker, to get the $50,000 down payment, and that didn't come through, and he's still working on it, so he'd have to go out to Vancouver to see the lawyer, which of course all cost money, and which actually really meant he was just going on trips with other women. So I've just posted here a text, and I don't know if any of you have noticed in the texts what I call him up there, cheating man whore. Anyways, that's his name in my phone. He is blocked, by the way. So this is at about all the time this stuff is going on. Have a read. He says to me, "You're never going to believe who just called me." I said, "Who?" "The boat broker. Remember, the boat sale had fallen through." I said, "You've got to be kidding me." He said, "The dink wants to go ahead with the sale." Oh my God. So now he's going to go ahead with the sale after he'd let this hanging for so long? And not only that, the boat broker, Mr. Snow is telling me, and another guy, he and another guy are fighting over it. And the broker got $300,000 over asking. Oh, wow. 2 more weeks to finalize. So it's constant. 2 more weeks. Hang on another week. It's coming. As well, again, me saying I had nowhere else to go. It's my house. I had also, this whole time, been asking him numerous times to leave. And he would just suck me back in. It just wasn't that easy. And I'll give you an example. So during all this is going on, there's a lot going on at this time. He becomes very fixated on his next big thing. And that's going to be, he's opening a truck driving school. So he's going to call it NTTA, National Truck Transport Association. I don't know, something like that. He even had me build a website and a logo. I'll show you. So there you go. There's his logo. This is his business, and he's going for broke. This is it. This is the one that's going to tide us over until his money comes through or the boat sale is a done deal. So he decides that he's going to open this and he's going to get investors. And I mean, he goes really far on this. I have to tell you, he's got like some renewed vigor to set up that office in my basement, clean it up and get organized. And he somewhat did. So I even heard him talking to people who own land. He was looking at land, and he'd call them and he'd tell them all about it. And he's asking about very professional sounding, like when could he break ground and, how much and, all the questions. I mean, I heard it. I heard it on the phone. He was talking to these people. I saw blueprints. I saw plans. He did truly go far. He wrote a manual on this business, and he spent huge amounts of time on this business. And of course, what does a business need when you have no money? Investors. That's right, investors. So, he did find some at that point. And I know at this point that there was numerous women that invested $10,000 each. But they were his friends, so they wanted to support him. When this money would come in, he would give it to me to pay the bills. And I I was extremely uncomfortable with this, and I said to him, like, Mr. Snow, I don't like this at all. This is not the way you do business. Certainly not the way I do business. This money is for the business. It's not for me to pay personal home bills. I was not comfortable with it at all. What did Mr. Snow have to say? He said, Shelley, this is not my first rodeo. Like, I've done this before. It's fine. I mean, I need to take a wage. Meaning he needs to take a wage getting all this business started. So this is just part of his wage. So really, he's just giving me his wage. And remember, as uncomfortable as I was, I really wanted to pay my bills. So there is that. Now, at this point, Mr. Snow had met an investor, a woman, of course, it's always a woman, that he met on a Facebook investment page. So where you could put out your proposals, and if somebody was interested and wanted to invest, they could contact you, and you could meet and that kind of thing. So he did have somebody that was very, very interested in was really wanted to invest in this business. So there were times he would have to go into Regina often to meet with this said investor and other investors. And he did it well. I mean, he would pack up his briefcase, he would pack up all his, business stuff and his paperwork, and take his briefcase out the door, and off he'd go to these meetings in the evening. And there were times where he would say to me, oh, you know what, we had a couple of drinks while we were talking about the business, and I'm just going to sleep on the couch here. I'll be home right away in the morning. So this happened quite often. And at one point I was it just was really uncomfortable. And I said to him, I'm not liking this much. Like, this is making me really uncomfortable. Why do you keep staying at this woman's house? Now, in going with Mr. Snow's half-truths, he told me exactly who this woman was. I knew her name, I knew where she lived, and I knew where she worked. And he would tell me lots of things that they talked about. She was nothing more than an investor to him. And so, becoming a friend. There was lots of things he told me about her. This is all part of his half-truths. So when I did express my discomfort at him spending so many nights at her house, and of course he just poo-pooed me like, oh my God, you're so jealous. Like, I'm just sleeping on her couch, for God's sake. But he was very nice about it at that point. He said to me, oh, I understand. I know I've been working too hard on this business, and I need to spend some more time with you. And, I have been away a lot in the evenings, and that's taking time away from us. And yeah, no, I understand. I'm going to be home tonight. I absolutely 100% promise you that. I love you. I love you so much. Again, you also need to see the stuff he was talking about on a daily basis. He sent me a picture of a Lamborghini, and I said, that's pretty nice. What's the last picture of? And because I was unsure, and I will show you in a minute what it was. He said, that's the interior of my new school helicopter. I said, LOL, that might be a bit lavish for an instructional helicopter. LOL. But, here's the thing. He's sending me all these things because he's already spending the money that he's making in this business that he's planning. Now, I couldn't find the helicopter interior picture that he sent, but this is the airplane that he was getting for the school. And remember, he's a pilot. So he talked about, as soon as my money is done, I'm getting a plane. That's it. I'm taking you. I'm taking my friends and my family. We're going on a trip. This has been a really long haul for me. I'm getting this plane and we're going. There were so many things he talked about when his money came out was, buying a condo in Mexico for myself and my family. And right from the get-go, it was all about multiple homes, airplanes, helicopters. He could talk the talk. Stay tuned for 17. It's going to get juicy.